Good morning, everyone.
A very good morning. Very good morning, Anu.
Good morning, doctor.
Yeah, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Yes, doing well from my side. Let's wait for others to join meanwhile.
Sure, no problem.
Yes. Yes. Oh, okay. So you both, yes. So very good morning, Varda. How are you?
Good
I
morning.
hope you
Doctor.
can. Okay, perfect.
Good morning, Anu.
Good morning, Vada. How are you?
Good, thank you. Doctor, you look like you had a rough night. Too much partying.
I think you haven't heard it.
Yeah, I think you didn't.
Yeah.
I didn't understand what Varda and Anu is speaking about.
Right?
I didn't get it.
I said, looking like you had a rough night. You're still
Okay.
sleepy.
Yeah, yes. So,
So I asked if you partied too much last night.
okay. I got it.
We're just joking with you, eh?
Yes, today will be our last session for organizational change management strategy. That is a module. So we will be covering our 8th module and 3 modules mandatory. Just remaining is only your submissions. Other things will be informing you when will our MBA class and MBA projects will be starting, how the introductions and how we can structurize entire things that we'll be discussing the later. So let us finish this module as well. So can we wait for Munira for 2 minutes? I think every day, mostly she used to join after 2 or 3 minutes. Let's wait and let's begin.
Doctor, I just have a question.
Yeah.
With regards to the MBA projects, what is the timeline to start those projects? Is it in a month, 2 months?
You mean to start the project, to end the project?
To start.
To start the
I just want to schedule my time.
Yes. Yeah.
So that I'm not
Soon after our submissions of qualify, then we will begin our MBA project. Soon after, which means 1 or 2 weeks within we'll be starting. Or anything you want to add? Any concern?
Yeah, I just have a very busy quarter coming up. So that's why I just want to manage my time.
We have time. That's why we are starting little advance Yeah, we will be giving some, introductions and how we can frame the topics very slowly. We'll start the journey. There's no worries about it. It's not going to hamper your, work, your professional life. We will balance it entire things. We will balance an MBA as well as your work.
And next week, Saturday, do we have a session?
Mostly next Saturday, we won't have the session for the MBA. I will update you. I'll be discussing with our team because I really wanted to make your submission firstly, level 7. Once we done that, you are completely free. Otherwise, thinking about the MBA, thinking about your level 7, it's quite difficult. So let me talk with our management, and then I will be informing you the exact time we are going to begin our MBA classes.
Okay.
Hope it is clear, yeah?
Yeah.
Perfect.
Thank you.
For level 7, the one which we like the current submission and beyond, like how many papers is there? 3 or
3 paper submission. Yeah. Because mandatorily 3 papers are there, right? Strategic planning, strategic direction, managing team performance to support the strategy. That's the 3 paper. What the module that we have discussed yesterday, that's also will be coming under the 3 mandatory units. Clear?
Yeah.
Yes. I'll tell you one more thing for your information. Since why we kept the 3 module from the mandatory unit itself, because this is connected modules. You can write relatively. There is an option. You can write 2 modules from the mandatory units. Okay, for example, strategy planning and strategy direction you are choosing. Then from the optional unit, you can choose one, like HR planning, that we have discussed, strategic marketing, change management strategy. These 3 modules we have discussed. You can choose from here as well, but this is comfortable for us. Since you are able to write strategy planning and strategic direction, managing team performance is very easy compared to other 2 modules. It's very interrelated. So valuation will be also be very related one for them. That's why we opted the 3 modules. For your convenience, I suggest. Okay, so I bought my headset like by seeing, yeah, Varda is using and it's very clear her audio and everything. Then I use my there is a headphone, earphone, which is not performing well. Sometimes it is being disconnected. Yeah, Varda is doing like this.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, then I thought, okay, why can't I buy? I bought it.
The overhead phones are much better, and it's
Yeah,
clear. It doesn't break up. Your sound stays consistent.
now my sound is consistent, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, the thing is, my daughter, wherever she sees this, she will keep it somewhere else where I cannot find out it. Today morning, almost 10 minutes, I'm searching for that. She is sleeping, so I can't ask her. She kept, I don't know exactly where it is. So I searched everywhere. But finally, where I found out it in my bag, my laptop bag, she kept inside. So where I will not search, you remember. So I'm not, today I'm in my home itself. I will not search my laptop bag because I kept my laptop outside. She's very strategic. She's very strategic. And she kept in my bag itself. Maybe something good for me. Okay. So Munira will join after 2 minutes. I'm just going to begin a small concept today. Then meanwhile, she'll be joining, I believe. Yes, you may heard this concept already. You know that. I don't believe you are having this process of digital detox. Yes, digital detox, whether you have done or not, I don't know. Digital detox is all about, it's a period of time when a person refrains from the using electronic devices, smartphone, computer, tablets, whatever it is. The major purpose is to reduce our stress and anxiety, improve focus, and reconnect with the physical world and the people around them. Yes, I have experienced the same. When I woke up today morning, my strong intention is, my goal itself is reduce the use of my phone. Reduce the use of my phone. Whenever I sit simply, whatever I'm doing, just open the phone and go into the issues and concerns, negative news mostly, very negative news. Everywhere, wherever I see, even news channels, if I open in our native places, things are going very worse and worse. So we'll be addicted to watch this every time. So this is stored in our mind, getting what a kind of addiction to hear negative news all the time. The first one. Then comes, why I'm not using Instagram. There is a specific reason I'm not using Instagram. The reason is we'll be going to the number of reels and it will consume our time. But in YouTube itself, there is a short videos. Yeah, it's almost seems to be reels, I believe. Yes. Yeah, the same thing. Now I'm using that rather than watching the video, is going through the reels. It takes my time. And another thing, I don't have Facebook in my phone. So in order, whenever the Facebook I open, we'll be spending a lot of time. So what happened? In my laptop, there is a Facebook. So I spend more time because very convenient to use the Facebook, and my wife won't understand I'm using Facebook or not. Yeah. Whenever I spend my time in social media, she will come the moment itself, she'll stop it and she'll take my phone away. Yeah. There is no freedom. My country got the freedom 1947, but I don't have the freedom while using these phones and all. Anyway, leave it. It's for my goodness, I believe. But one more thing, how many of you spend your time in your phone only for the social media and some other things related to, not necessarily for your office purpose, non-essential things? How many time you spent one per day? It's hours. I want to know. Vada, 1.5 hour. Anu,
2 to 3 hours.
6 hours.
3 to, eh?
6.
For
Ooh,
what?
I don't know. I have one app in my phone which like kind of a Kindle app. So for reading,
Okay.
I used to sit and like I will not be able to stop if I start.
Okay,
So
you are using for reading purpose, right? For
yeah,
productively.
not for Facebook Reels, Shorts, nothing like that.
Then it is productive. That is good. You
Yeah,
have to
but
use a very good specs to read it. That's only that, nothing else. Other things are required. Very good, very good. Even I started to see my time tracking in my phone because it may help us, yeah, to reduce the time consuming in that. So I deleted that software because I deleted that software because I'm using number of times, number of hours. So I don't want to see that I'm using number of hours by tracking. So anyway, so I reduced it's not like more than 1 hour for me in my case. But what about yes, Varda,
2 to 3 hours.
for social media or any other work related?
It's for entertainment.
For entertainment. Okay.
When I
So
when I get home from work, this is how I decompress.
very good. So I say the same to my wife that I feel relaxed when I use this. Then again said, no, you are not getting relaxed. The problem is you're watching some negative news. You're watching, and I really wanted to watch the news. But she says exactly correct. Today morning when I woke up, I really want to relax. Then I thought, okay, I can discuss this topic, digital detox, what I'm going to do today. And what all the things. Yes, I know you are really blessed. You're really blessed because you are spending 6 hours for reading. I tried a lot in my entire life. I couldn't do that. I don't know why. And coming to the topic, benefits of digital detox: improved our mental health, no doubt, reduces stress and anxiety, better sleep, minimizes blue light exposure that can affect our sleep pattern, increase productivity. And yesterday, what I've seen, a movie called Kalki. I don't know whether you watched it. Uh, it is a whole I think Bollywood movie, Kalki, Prabhas, actor. It's completely, killing people and doing something against the humanity and all. I don't know how many of from my family have died yesterday, my night. Even me also died. Yes, in my sleep, I saw that. My dream was like this. I already died, and my very close relatives died because it is Kalki, one of the, what we say, Yes, one person, very criminal attitude. The person was killing entire family and something like that. So today morning, it's very, very bad day, bad sleep for me. Then I directly came here. So I strongly decided to discuss this topic, digital detox and
And
increase
that's why we
productivity.
said you had a rough night, because we can see. We
Yes,
can see on your eyes, it's puffy, like you didn't get much sleep.
I got to sleep because the thing is, it happened most of the time. If I sleep more time, if I didn't sleep, if I didn't sleep best time, the proper time, it happens.
Yeah, I have that as well, but mine is genetic. I got this from my father.
Okay,
The
okay,
puffy
okay,
eyes.
okay. Yes. So, increased productivity enhances focus and concentration, strengthens a relationship that encourage face-to-face interaction. That's why it happened. We say is the virtual, we have a lot of friends in the worldwide Facebook, LinkedIn, many platforms, but we don't have the exact friends. We don't have the face-to-face friends. We lose that opportunity sometime by spending the time over here. There are certain tips for successful digital detox. That is, set a clear goals and boundaries, very important. Today, I set some goals and boundaries for my life. Today is my life, the coming days, the coming weeks as well. Let me search, let me try for this. And we'll meet. Whether I don't know whether you are ready for the digital detox, at least spend 2 hours. At least spend 2 hours. Yeah, just try for this. Inform friends and family about the detox. The reason I said to my wife, I know that if I say this plan that I'm not I'm reducing my time with my phone, obviously she'll be very helpful for me. She don't want to see me that I'm using my phone. So engage in offline activities, reading, outdoor sports, etc. That's good anyway. I know I'm really jealous on you, no doubt.
I
And
have to say, I have to say,
yeah,
doctor, that when I say 2 to 3 hours, it's not 2 to 3 hours of sitting on social media just watching reels
yeah.
of cats. Most of the time, I'm watching reels on nutrition, on longevity, on how you can improve your health, your fitness, to ensure that you don't have any cholesterol and issues. Because we're at the
I'm
age now
Yes,
where
yes,
we
yes.
need to take care of those kinds of things. So when I
But
say 2 to 3 hours, most of the time I'm spending
yes.
on those kinds of things.
I am also doing the same. I'm also looking into all these important newses. The problem is we are watching the repeatedly the same thing. We have a knowledge about it, but again we are watching because almost we are addicted into that. That's why I think someone has chat. Excuse me
I
for
know.
5 minutes, please. Yeah, no problem. So engage in offline activities, reflect on the experience to identify the changes in well-being. This practice obviously cultivate a mindfulness and balance in technology-driven world. See, we also call it a cyber sickness. There are many people who spend more than 8 hours. I asked some other classes, they said directly to me, one of the students in the previous sessions who's directly to me, they spend more than 6 hours, 6 to 8 hours on Instagram, particularly in the Instagram, not for any watching that what we mentioned right now, health related, or particularly something very entertainment, which is giving some relaxation. No, it's not like they watch 6 hours for entirely non-essential things. And even she discussed in the class as well. But this digital detox techniques was very useful for her. She has got little, there is an activity as well in that. So we can all do this anyway. They have done, it was really beneficial for them. And coming to some of the social media can affect our mental being in many, many ways. I've written this comparison. I don't know whether you have experienced this comparison whenever, may not be, whether may not be feeling that. The people like us who are in the growing stage and we are looking to the other professors, how well they attained, how good publication they're having in the LinkedIn platform. Whenever we're watching, everyone is very eager to brand themselves, they're having this and that. So this kind of platform sometime create a comparison attitude, as a mentality of comparison that is somewhat difficult for us, for our development sometime. And FOMO means the fear of missing out, can cause anxiety and stress. It happens in most of the time in reels. We can see some of the social media influencer, the business influencer, they may say like, come and join and come and buy this particular products and use it. It may lose at any point of time. You may lose the chance to buy this only today's offer. The same offer will come after 2 days. It's
For
a
2
reality.
years.
Yeah, for the 2 years. For the 2
Always
years,
on
same
sale.
offers will be there. But the problem is, we consider it's a fear of missing out. That notions are being created by the influencers, and cyberbullying, negative interactions or harassments online can impact our mental health. Cyberbullying, addiction. Excessive use can lead to addiction, reducing real life social interactions. Another one, sleep disruptions, screen time, especially before bed, can affect the sleep quality. I kept my phone far away, far away. That's why I can get up, I can wake up on the time that I put alarm. Otherwise, I will be just offing and just not possible to wake up, because these days, Sunday and Saturday, we mostly spend more time to sleep. Information overload. That's another one. I don't know whether you experienced it. Information overload. Now I'm experiencing that in terms of, uh, I used to screenshot in my phone, which is most important things I have to do by the things that I'm receiving through the LinkedIn platform, particularly through my network. They have done the particular things. They're also doing the certification. Many people are doing some progress on their academic life. So I will be screenshotting it, because most important things I can just go through the screenshots. Yeah. Now my screenshots are too much. I'm not able to read which one should I prioritize. There are a lot of things to be done that also happen. Information overload. Finally, reduce attention span. Presence of mind. Short-term content can make it harder to focus. Presence of mind is also a biggest problem in this area. So now I want to close it, and I want to begin the module that organizational change management strategy.
Doctor, I read through this module last night, and I have to say this is the first time that I'm going to see these kinds of models that you're going to be discussing today. So it was very interesting for me.
Organizational change management strategy, right?
I've never
Very
seen this before.
Okay. Yes. Interesting then. Yes. Uh, this module is all about, you have already mentioned the previous class, Vardha. It's like there are conflicts come sometime. There are a lot. I thought about what the comment you said previous day, Anu and you, like everyday basis, or mostly you encounter the people, difficult people. They usually deal with some conflicts directly or indirectly. So I thought about it. I really researched on it, why this happens in the corporate field mostly. There are a lot of things. One of the things is change management strategy, which means the people are not ready to accept the change. It can be the someone. I want to give you an example. Khalid, you attend the session with him, right? Khalid said once, Dr. Arshad, most of the problem started in my organization when I joined, because he was promoted in the topmost role in the organization. Firstly, when he joined, and his age is very lesser as well. His age is very less, and he got the topmost position in the organization. But the other people who are working the number of years, the same organization, they are subordinates to him. So that is what was one of the major politics started from there. But through his leadership style, he changed the scenario entirely. A phenomenal changes he brought into the system. Change management strategy, when I discuss, he shared all these things, then the changes what he brought into, that's something very important. So there are different types of change: top-down change, bottom change, and incremental change, transformational change. Let's have a look on this. What is exactly top-down? This change is initiated and led by the senior management. Leaders define vision, direction for the organization. Then employees are expected to follow the suit. IBM transformation under the CEO Leo Gunster in the 1990s, it was top-down change strategy. We say is one of the example in that. And if you're talking about the bottom-up change, it's all about, it's contrasts to the top-down change. It empowers employees at all levels to identify the problems and suggest improvements. Google is known for its 20% time policy. What is all about 20% change policy? Employees to spend 20% of their work hours on projects of their choosing. This bottom-up approach led to the development of products like Gmail and Google News and etc. Because it means the top level managers promoting the lower level managers to spend the time for some change in the organization. They ask for the change to be brought by the lower level managers or level employees. Then they are being a part of the change in the organization. In the top down, mostly the senior level managers introduce the change. In bottom up change is mostly lower level managers and lower level people bring this. Incremental changes, we can almost relate this word with a Kaizen that we already know that. I don't want to discuss it. The strategy, making small, continuous improvement over the time. Toyota is a classic example of a company. Today morning onwards, I repeatedly talking about, I need smaller change, tiny changes. There's a book, Atomic Habits, James Clear. This is also speaking about this Kaizen approach. He directly not mentioned Kaizen, I think, in that, but he's overall talking about this continuous improvement or tiny changes that we bring into our life can have a biggest impact on our life. That is all about incremental change. There are a lot of organizations, they are bringing this, particularly Toyota is the best example, transformational change. This transformational change, what Steve Jobs under his leadership, what he brought it to need to make a radical change to adopt to rapidly changing environment. A prime example, what we have explained before as well about the Steve Jobs. Job initiated transformational change by introducing innovative products like iPhone, iPad, completely reshaping company's product portfolio. They were struggling a lot. There was stagnant position for the sales for the products of Apple. So because of his transformational change soon after he rejoined in the organization as a CEO once again. So we have discussed about the resistance. You remember resistance in terms of Kodak, how Kodak camera and photography and imaging industry, classical example of a company that faced significant resistance to change, and they didn't follow the technological adaptation, then they fail in the market. That was one of the example. Nokia is another example. Any product comes in your mind, please let me know about it. The company who resisted the change, who don't want to bring the change into the organization, they fail from the market. They lost the dominance in the market. Any example what that comes to your mind other than Kodak, Nokia?
No,
I'm
I
I'm
don't
I,
recall.
I'm
It's,
looking. Yes.
there was many companies that was very big in the 90s. And these telecommunications companies, they don't exist anymore, but I don't know if they were known worldwide.
Okay. I'm looking to my eyes right now into the screen, as you mentioned just before. Yes, I slept more number of hours. I remember now, 11:30 I slept. The morning, again, I woke up only 7 o'clock today, little late, because of Sunday. Again, I slept. Slept in the sense, small rest I've taken. I slept more number of hours. Also, it happened. Yes, it happened. Anyway, I have to see what is the solution for not happening this anyway. Okay, BlackBerry is another example.
Yeah, BlackBerry, yes.
BlackBerry, I know that one of my friend has used this phone. Its sound system was very powerful. BlackBerry, and I even walked behind the person. He will use musics in his BlackBerry phones, and we are really a fan of the person who has the BlackBerry phone because his music system plays very well. And by BlackBerry also initially resist the change. Now they're again come to the system, to the market. Yeah, BlackBerry is trying to come to the
Yes,
market or
they
just
came to the market and they're still trying to maintain the authenticity with the the QWERTY keyboard. And people are saying, this is old school, we don't want this. So the only new kind of technology that they embrace is to make the QWERTY keyboard touchscreen now.
Oh, okay.
So it's not the small little buttons that you used to have. It's now just touch. So that's the only change that they're trying to introduce now, but it's not taking off.
Perfect. Very good. Very good. Very good. So this is the one of the things that is a BlackBerry. And now, anyway, they declined the market share. This is all about change management itself. And just wanted to add one more thing. Yahoo. How many of you have the Yahoo account in our class? Yahoo account. You have Yahoo account?
Used to.
Used to.
Many years ago.
Many years ago. Yes, still some Ryan, I believe Ryan is using Yahoo account. Ryan, Ryan, the person from UK, yeah?
UK.
So he said the experiences, he was using the same years before, still he's using one of the account he's having. I didn't use it Yahoo because the time when we started using this account, Gmail was prominent and the Yahoo was not prominent. That's why. So why Yahoo is not, Yahoo was having a very big market share. They lost it. Many reasons. If you're talking about Google is having number of portfolios. Gmail is very connected to a number of other portfolio, the service they're offering to us. Very convenient to use it as well. So it is connected to other portfolio, what they're offering to us. That's the major reasons. And I know that's why I know it's not coming to us. I will ask the question. I know we are talking about change management strategy. Some of the companies example, we talked about it. Kodak, Nokia, BlackBerry, Yahoo. These are the companies, they didn't go with the change that people really expect, the customer really expected. So they declined the market share. Do you have any companies example to provide us with similar examples? Any companies comes in your mind?
One more time, doctor, because I was not able to follow it continuously, like fully.
Okay, any of the company or multinational company, they lost the market share and they declined. Even the operations are very slower right now because of they didn't go with the changes. Like Nokia is coming to the market once again. Anyway, it's not having the market share they were having the years before. Yeah, we were using the Nokia phone. I believe I'm having a keypad, a small phone without the camera. I was using when I'm doing my graduation, and BlackBerry. Everyone was using the time years before when we are doing the graduation. And we can say the Kodak cameras. I have given this example. Kodak. People now not using, and even we fear to use it, and we fear to spend our money for these products because they don't follow the changes that we are expecting. Do you have any examples similar to this?
So there is a software called Sage. That is a customer CRM software, customer relationship management software. It was built when we had the desktop computers in the early period. And nowadays, softwares are developing on mobile responsive technology. Like when we use a small screen, it will shrink, and when we use a large screen, it will expand. But what happened
Perfect.
is that they're not using a UI based on the responsiveness. So like it has gone out, and completely now the product is not there in the market.
Very good, very good, very good. Very good example from your experience itself. So there is a model, Kurt Lewin model. Levin's change management model, we call it as. Can you please read it, and what you understand, you can please explain to me? There is a situation unfreeze, change, and refreeze. In the organizational interventions, we say OD, organizational development, organizational interventions, Kurt Levin's model mainly used. Yes. Any examples from your side can be contributed to this. Firstly, unfreeze. Unfreeze is all about creating a situation, creating a motivation for the change by making individuals in the organization aware of the need for change. See, what we are doing firstly, we want to make biryani. Chicken is there in the freezer. We will take in the chicken outside. We will firstly unfreeze it, yeah. Then we are making a position for chicken where we can cook it. Yeah, the remaining part we are again keeping in the freezer. We are rephrasing it for using the for next time. This is not the best example, but it can be related somewhat. See, where we are right now, we'll be looking into the present position. And where really we wanted to go, there is a gap in that. So firstly, we wanted to change the present scenario. That's why we called it as already we are freezed with certain situation, certain thought process, certain notions in our minds and employees' mindsets. So we wanted to unfreeze it firstly. It's freezed, the thoughts are freezed, we want to unfreeze it. Then we wanted to bring this employees who really wanted to be a part of the change management process. So we will implement them, we will change the behaviors of these employees, we'll bring the new process and structures that necessary for the change. Then stabilizing the changes by reinforcing the new behavior and making them to new norm, which means employees, we are giving the training development, we are giving change related programs and activities, giving some important change. We are changing the behaviors of employees to set this to match with this new behavior or new changes. Then we are refreezing it. Then employees should not think to go back to the previous situations. That is the meaning of the Kurt-Lewin's model. We could see in different organizations where I am associated with, I could see that the top level managers doing a lot of efforts to bring the change into the organization with the present employees. They bring some motivational speakers and inspirational speakers and connecting the people and bringing sense of belongingness, then asking them, let's go for the change in the organization finally at the end of the session. I could see a number of times. Then at the moment they will feel it. Later, the motivation will be reduced after the sessions anyway. But they are into the change process. Then they will refreeze it. Then employee cannot go back. I know I want to give you one situation in my personal examples. The system where we are having before, where I worked before, the colleges, faculties are very free to come and go after taking the session. Okay, we will come and take the session and go back. Then HR and the management really wanted to bring the change, but academic dean, he is always supporting the management. I mean, I'm the faculty member, always supporting the faculty member. This academic dean never wanted to support the management. So faculty should be very free to come and to go after taking the session. They should not punch even. He is such a mentality. We are really lucky for that, having an academic dean like this. So firstly, HR said, no problem, academic dean. Just ask the faculty member to just write down the name and sign on the day they came into the university. So he said, what is the need of it? I can see the employees are coming to the campus, they're taking the session. They should be very free. There should not be any pressure for them. So they introduce, okay, no problem. It is right in the name and the signature is not a problem. We started signing it. And in the morning only, evening we will not do that. Then when the system has happened like this, they are a little confident. HR again came and asked for, sir, it's only for the morning time punching. It will be automatic. We'll be getting all the records. Yeah, computerized record we'll be getting. Then he is also agreeing to that. Then now, again, they requested after a few months that evening also, faculty members have to sign because it's a matter of records and all. Then they consider now number of faculty members salary has been cut because of they were late for 5 minutes or 10 minutes or 15 minutes. Now they really wanted to bring a change. Now the thing is, like, the faculty members are ready to accept the change. Everybody's remembering to punch and going. There are a number of other changes also brought into. The faculty members can never think about it. The changes, we are ready to accept it. The small changes, how the management has brought into the action very gradually. Any examples and experience from your side, please?
Yeah, but
Varda, Anu.
I can give you a number of different scenarios, but one that's going to be maybe more related
Okay.
and newer in experience is before I came to the UAE and joined FANA, the nuclear regulator. The system of training and development was fundamentally different than what it is right now. Back then, we didn't have restrictions on budgets, and people could basically attend any courses they want to. Some of them would be literally unaccounted for 6 months of the year because they would be on training courses somewhere in Miami or somewhere in Europe or in the US, whatever. Excuse me. And when I got to FANA, in the training department, my very first role that was assigned to me was change the way that we select and do training for our staff. And I said that, because of my experience, I know that as a regulator, we need to have an approach called a competency-based training program, as opposed to performance-based. And the reason why competency-based is because the country had no nuclear experience at that time. So we needed to build the competencies of our staff slowly and over a longer period of time so that we ensure that they meet the knowledge, skills, and attitudes for them to be able to sustain this nuclear program. And I introduced in 2015 this competency-based approach. We did lots and lots of research because I've never worked at a regulator before. So I needed to understand what are the competencies that is required for a regulatory body. And I had the International Atomic Energy Agency come into an expert mission with a number of different countries. We had people from Pakistan, from Czechoslovakia, from Finland to come in and tell us what was their particular training and competency-based program that they were utilizing. And for 3 years, we worked on this particular program with our subject matter experts in building up the competency frameworks for every single job family. Today, we have 56 job families within our organization with over 180 competencies, all spread across the job families. And this was a very uncomfortable phase. So it was really that unfreezing part that happened in 2015. For 3 years, we were working on the change part. Mm-hmm. We had to change the narrative, change the paradigm, and change people's perceptions on how training should be done. And slowly through this process, I also ran lots and lots of workshops with the staff. So in 2020, officially, we launched this new competency-based program. So for a whole week, I trained all the staff on what this competency framework looks like, how they need to apply this competency, how to conduct their own self-assessments, where to look for opportunities, and how we link the development on the gaps that has come out of the competencies. So for this process to happen, this change process, it's taken us a long time. There was lots of resistance at the beginning to this because now people could not just, want to go on training in Miami and they feel it's summer now and they want to go to Miami for 2 weeks on a training course, but we don't get any value out of it. Now the training was becoming meaningful, it was becoming valuable, and it was becoming part of the organizational culture. If we look back now, 2024, everyone understands this process.
Great.
They know that when I send out at the beginning of the year, the annual training plans, identify the training needs, they know that they're going to be cut from the wish list because it has to be based on what is the gaps that we can help to facilitate the bridging those gaps through development programs. They've also now understood that development does not mean me sitting in a training course. Development means I could go on a job rotation with one of the senior people visit the sites for a period of 2 months, and that will give me the skill. I can
Very
also
good.
go and practice by being an observer for certain activities, or maybe an inspection for a period of 8 months with different teams, to learn how you should be interviewing your licensees, learn how you should be writing your reports, learn how you should be negotiating with them, and also learn how to identify whether this is a non-compliance, whether this is just an area for improvement, or whether this is a trend item that you need to watch out for future, because it could potentially become a finding.
Perfect.
So this whole system of training has completely revolutionized from the time when I got there in 2015 to what it looks like today.
Yes.
People don't like it because they're being restricted now, and they feel that I'm only being selected to do training if I have gaps in my competency. So it's a balance now, a balancing act, because now they feel I need to have lots of gaps so that I can get lots of training.
Okay.
And then we come, then I come and play devil's advocate, and I say, you know what? If you need training on report writing, I'm not going to put you in a class. I'm going to put you with Dr. Ashad, because he's fantastic at writing reports. So he will show you what are some of the nuances that you need to look at to write the reports. And then they don't like that, because that means I'm not going to be out of the office. And I want to be out of the office. For me, training is when I go and travel. That's the kind of notion. But it's gotten to a point now where it's become a normalized behavior, where staff know that this is the expectation, that the country is not going to be spending lots of money on sending you outside when we have so many fantastic talents and resources in the country.
Very
So
good.
it's completely revolutionized the way that we do business.
Perfect. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for sharing your experiences here. So this is the extension of this process, Kurt Levin's change model: unfreeze, change, and refreeze. I don't want to discuss again. These things comes under. This is the last part is like rephrase, anchor the change into the culture, develop ways to sustain the change. Finally, we have to even celebrate the success. That's also very important, to retain the change forever. And Carter's 8-step change model is this is something very simple one, or it's most of the change models that we are going to discuss here is related to Kurt Levin's model itself. And it's Carter's has given this 8-step change model. This is all together there, mainly focusing on creating a sense of urgency and getting the organization through the 8 stages. The first one is creating a sense of urgency. People should be aware about why we are doing this, the importance of making this change into the organization, what benefits we are going to get, and what are the societal benefits, what is organizational benefits, and what is individual benefits by implementing, being part of the change. That is sense of urgency we have to create it. The second one is form a powerful coalition of change leaders. That's also very important. Create a vision for change, communicate the vision, empower action by removing obstacles, generate short-term wins. Empowering actions by removing obstacles. The obstacles can even be some of the employees to the journey of accomplishing the task. So sometimes we have to remove the particular obstacles as an employee who are not ready to accept the change. Generate short-term wins. That's very important. We have to celebrate, even the generate means celebrate the short-term wins, and consolidate gains and produce more change. Anchor new approaches into the culture. Anchor is like uh, be grounded to the new approaches in the culture. We have to bring the changes what we have done, not only for the first time, not it's for forever. We have to make it the part of our culture. That's important. There's a quarter 8 change model is being discussed in this picture. You can have a look on this. Create agency, build coalition. Now another model is almost related to this, ADKAR model. It's discussed by the Prosky. Emphasize individual change and the psychological aspects of a change management. ADKAR can be expanded A stand for awareness, creating awareness among the people for the need for the change. Then desire, that's also very important. This ADKAR model is being discussed everywhere, everywhere. I could see number of top level managers, strategic discussions are there by some of the people, the corporate leaders, corporate speakers, where they are discussing mainly all these things. The ADKAR model, awareness creating is very important. Then desire, this is not only important, yeah, awareness is important obviously, but desire, people should feel to be a part of the change, yeah, that is also important. Desire, we must be having a desire, cultivating the desire among the people to support and engaging the strategy or engaging the change is very important. Next one is knowledge. People are having a knowledge, they're having desire, but they don't know the knowledge and the skill for a change. They can't do anything with that. So awareness, desire, and knowledge. And the fourth one is they're having the knowledge, but they don't have the ability to implement this new skills. They have got it, the new behavior, they have got it. So they must be having an ability to implement the change, also important. Then finally, reinforcement, the sustaining the change through ongoing reinforcement and support process through various activities brought by the management. This must be reinforced into the culture. Then that will be there forever in the organization. The people will never, employees will never think to go back to the previous things in the organization already prevalent. This is a model, ADKAR model. It is picturizing into the this graph. You can see enablement zone. You can see the left aspect, and engagement zone in the right aspects. Enablement zone is all about awareness, desire, and knowledge. Then engagement zone is ability and reinforcement, because this is implemented stage. We must be having ability and it must be reinforced. In order to bring the change in the organization, McKinsey, they propose the 7 framework. This is a part of the change. That's only is a part of change. Strategy, structure, it's interrelated. That's why they are being discussing here. System, the process and procedures a company is in place, the present. Shared values, the core beliefs and values that guide behavior. Every organizations are following different values. Different values. You can just have a look on this. The difference between transformational leader, transactional leader, and different leadership styles are there. Everything has been different. The leaders are following different values. They may implement these values through the leadership styles. So shared values are important. Skills, capabilities of the employees, style, leadership and management style that we discuss now, and the staff, the people in the organization. Once we have a plan for a change in the organization, it's very important to look into the 7S. This is being discussed here. The strategy that we are following right now, the present hierarchy of the organization, organizational design, important, the system prevailing right now. There are soft S and the hard S in the organization. Soft S is called staff, style, and skills. Hard S is almost strategy, structure, the system. Why? Because it's very difficult to change. The structure prevailing cannot be changed. It's management has decided it. In order to not to have any problem for the structure, they have to introduce the change and they have to implement the change in the organization. There are some models also have written here. The changes, how the company has been incorporated, like Procter & Gamble, you have heard this company before, Connect Plus Develop Initiative. Netflix shift from the DVD rental to the streaming, the changes they have incorporated. General Electric's workout program. And yeah, this is the question I have written here. You're not following this optional paper, but the people who are following this optional paper, there is a question, uh, determine, evaluate, justify the change solution that link to the achievement of organizational strategy. They have to write it. There are different process for the changes introducing in the organization. They have to look into the, understand the strategy, analyze the challenges involved with this changes, brainstorm the solutions, assess the alignment, how this align with the strategy, prioritize, that's also very important, and rank the solution by impact and feasibility. That's all about the prioritize. Cost benefit analysis, we already discussed it. Cost benefit analysis. Then finally, risk assessment. These are the process they will have to look into. There's a very important model, Kubler and Ross change curve. Something very psychologically related, but it's also important, the change management. Had I discussed it before? No. No.
We're all
Kubler,
familiar with this because we've
this
all
model,
been
yeah.
through. Yeah, we've all been through this at some stage in our life.
Absolutely, absolutely. 5 stages of grief is a model developed by psychiatrist Elizabeth Kubler-Ross in her 1969 book. It's an old book, but still it's going on. In our personal life, it is very applicable. On death and dying. On death and dying, originally applied to individuals coping with a terminal illness and death. This model also has been adapted to understand emotional responses to various types of change in the organization. Here are the 5 stages of Kubler-Ross change curve, how this is connected to the disease and how this is connected to the personal life or professional life. We can just have a look on this. Denial, anger, bargaining, depression, and acceptance. I remember the time when my mother undergone tumor, and she died when I was in the 5th standard. In 2000, I believe, yeah, 2000, she died because of the tumor. The time she came to know in 1995, she has this disease, she has a cancer. That was a time of denial, initial shock for the entire family, and even she disbelief about the change, which means this change came to her life. That is a cancer particularly. She's denied it. She's perfect body she's having the good health, and this, when doctor said she's having this problem, this illness, she's not ready to accept it. Even my grandmother, she was here in UAE almost 1 month before with me. She was with her for almost 5 years for entire disease time in the hospital, going and coming. She was explaining all the things. She was not at all ready for the number of months she was having this issue. She was having this illness. Then times comes for anger, is almost frustration comes, resentment comes. We I experienced that because my age is almost 10th age. So we are seeing the changes, a anger, frustration, my mother. Then times comes for the bargaining, seeking compromise to reverse a change. So she understood this is the time. She started bargaining. My grandmother asked me. Grandmother told me like the time there was conversation happening between the doctor and my mother. Like she was bargaining how we can change it at the earliest possible. Is there any amicable solution, the shortest solution we can do, this shortest span of time we can solve it? Then depression come. She understood it may take a long time, and the time the treatment was not quick, and the medicines are not that much familiar and acceptable to us. The depression stage comes, sadness, mourning for what's changing, and acceptance. I've seen some of the time she crying. I understand why she cried, not for the disease but for the children, including me. We are having the three, one my elder brother and one my younger sister. We are very, my younger sister is ages eight, and she was troubling a lot. We understand, whenever we get a time, somebody is asking what was the biggest loss for you, we may say the mother, but not from the bottom of heart sometime, because being a boy, we don't feel that much the absence of mother. Obviously, absence, we know the value of I when it is lost, no doubt, no doubt. But the consider to the younger sister, she always say, now she's having a 13 years old, one daughter. Even now, she used to say her biggest loss is her mother. That's my mother. The reason is morally, daughter is more close to the mother. She knows the absence of it. So acceptance, that comes the coming to the terms with the change and adapting. Even in our case, we really experience that absence of mother for long run. Now it is 2024, 24 years. 24 years mother is not with us, that we are accepted it. Sometimes my wife used to ask me, I said, how you could survive without mother? Then I would say, we accepted it, the change in our life. Then it's very easy for us. We had gone through the number of mothers, grandmothers, and our stepmothers and different people in our life. So we are ready to accept the different changes in our life. The same thing happened to my mother. The same thing is happening to the people who are working in the organization. They are firstly not ready to accept the change. When the Khalid comes to the organization, I don't know whether Anu knows about the Khalid. Uh, you were in the one session, Khalid and Rayan, you attending. We are having one more students, yeah, two more students in our level 7. You remember Khalid? He's working the MR Properties and other companies. He's from Jordan or Syria, I don't remember. Syria. He was telling his experiences, like when he joined the company, a new company with a managing director role. His age is very less, 38, 35, I think. But other people who are working in the same company since years, long years, so the age is very 40 plus, 50 plus, something like that. They're very experienced people. But these experienced people has to work under the leadership of Khalid. Yeah. So they denying this firstly. They're having some anger and bargaining, depression, some might happen, obviously. Obviously, even if someone took my position very suddenly, so I will be depressed, no doubt. The same. This model is very interesting model we have to have in our organization. We used to see this shock, denial, anchor, depression, experiment, decision, acceptance. Experiment means sometimes we are experimenting ourselves whether we can cop up this change or not. Then this question is not relevant for you. Can we have the small presentation that we have the previous day? You remember a team management activity, I believe.
Yeah.
Yes, you can share your experiences. What is the question, Varda?
Oh, I don't remember what was the
I
question.
think
I know
we can.
it was, we had to use our own experiences to describe a team activity that we had. What was the challenges and
Yes.
how did how was that successfully completed? That particular
Perfect.
project.
Perfect. Okay. Yes. Yes, I think we can start from Anu. Anu didn't get the time to think. Yeah, you can think for 2 minutes. Some of the projects, yeah, we are being a part of a team and you have encountered some challenges. And even not only the challenges, you can also discuss about the benefits you got it, the insights and experience, exposure you got it. That's also you can discuss it. I remember I was being a part of a team. The team is all about, there's a team in Kerala, in India, is a group of people who are uplifting graduates, motivating them to study career development, career design, etc. I was being a part of them. So when I was this team, the changes brought into my life is really awesome. It's amazing because they're very experienced people in the strategically developing the career designing and etc. So I got a lot of lesson working with them. Like still I'm using some of their hacks. They taught us how can we motivate the graduates, particularly graduates, the people who are lesser than ages 21. So I could effectively, successfully implement and navigate and direct these students to the better destination. Really, they dreamt to reach in there. So that was a real benefit. The team called Center for Information Guidance. in India, in India, they are very performing very well. In the downtrodden part, like the people who don't have career access, they don't know more about the career, etc. We work for them, their upliftment. Yes. Anu, anything comes to your mind to discuss with?
I will think and will tell thinking.
Afterward.
Yeah.
Yes, yes. What are your time?
I feel bad that you always ask me to go first.
Munira was not here. I don't know why she is not here today. She didn't
Yeah,
inform.
but now I'm saying I feel bad that you always ask me to go first.
No, I didn't ask you to go for a first, but that's why I asked you Anu, but Anu needs some time more. If Munira is here, Munira can say a lot of things. Yeah, she's having a lot of experiences. Okay.
So can I go?
Yeah, obviously.
So I'm going to take it a little back also again. In 2015, when I started in the UAE, started my career in the UAE. And as I said before, it was my first time working for a nuclear regulator.
Mm-hmm.
And my boss gave me this task where she had this idea of, is there a possibility that we can create a graduate program
Okay.
for engineers so that when they come into our organization, that they are basically, we are hand holding them into the whole process. And I obviously I took it on because I needed to prove myself and prove my worth as well. I was the only expat in my department at the time, still am. So I really wanted to do this, and I really wanted to prove myself because I have been part of leadership development program,
Yes.
program development, engineers in training, but from a nuclear power plant perspective. And I thought I can take this on. And I put together a team of 5 people. And these 5 people, one of them was one of my specialists, and he was from the US. He was a ex-Navy guy. So he had lots of experience, and he was also a trainer in nuclear. So he had a lot of experience when it comes to that. The other one was the knowledge management manager from a knowledge capturing, knowledge transfer, knowledge sharing perspective. He had all this experience, wealth of knowledge when it comes to putting things together and making sure we have a program that is going to be sustainable. And then the last 2 were younger, more inexperienced Emiratis in our department. And this would have been a first of its kind for them, that they had this experience of developing a program for engineers. So collectively, we put together a program with selection of candidates to develop a 13-month training program for young, fresh graduate engineers.
Very good.
That comes into the organization, know nothing about nuclear, don't have any work experience at all. And we basically put the program together where for 2 weeks, we train them on fundamentals of nuclear. So we kind of nuclearize them. That's what we called it. We called it the term nuclearize them. For 2 weeks, we nuclearize them. We teach them fundamentals of nuclear, fundamentals of physics in nuclear, chemistry, material science, our whole organizational structure, what the systems look like, what licensing is all about, what's their role going to be eventually one day once they are qualified from this training program. And then we put them on a job rotation because they were not placed in any particular department. So they didn't have a specific confirmation of job. They were just, we call them developee engineers. So you can Google search it and you can read up. There was quite a lot of news that was posted and interviews on this program. And we put them on a rotation program. It was 9 of them. And they just happened to be 9 females because all the males that I interviewed that year had been sent to military service. So I ended up having 9 females, and that was the code I needed to work with. And we split them up into groups of 2 and the last group of 3. And we put them into the 4 different departments that we have. It's the 4 major functions within our organization, core functions. And they spent 8 weeks with SMEs that I worked hand in glove with to develop for them a rotation program where they got to know for that 8 weeks got to know, see, and experience everything that that department does, what their mandate is, and how they're executing their mandate, and how it links to the organizational goals. Within
Very
that
good.
period, so this was a 16-week period that they ran continuously, job rotation, came back and then took them on a study tour, because at the time UAE had not had any nuclear power plants up and running yet. There was nothing, it was just construction. Basically, it was sand, desert construction. And for them to experience what it's like to work at a nuclear facility, I set up a partnership agreement internationally with the Swedish and Finnish regulators. And I took them on a week-long study tour to various facilities in Sweden and Finland. So they could see the full nuclear cycle, and they could experience what life was like working in this particular area. Once that process was completed, and we had lots and lots of assessments, formative assessments throughout, we had a summative assessment where they had a panel and they had to talk about the 13 weeks, the 13 months, and what they've learned, how they've learned, and they had to do this through an exhibition. And this was also a job interview for them, because the department heads had the opportunity now to go around to these exhibitions, and they could choose the best candidates that they found, that they've worked with during the job rotations, that they feel is the best fit for the department. And those people were then shortlisted for interviews, and they were interviewed by all the departments through a panel interview, and they were selected. Today, some of them are extremely successful within the industry, within the country, and globally recognized now.
Oh, great.
We've also been awarded by the International Atomic Energy Agency in Vienna with having developed a first of its kind for embarking countries in this program, and we've now become the benchmark for other countries. So we have lots of benchmarks from other countries, Saudi, from Egypt, from Tunisia, Ghana, all over the world that's coming to us, wanting to learn more about this program, how we set up this program. There was challenges, of course, and the challenges was really how do we manage the time with our subject matter experts to help us to develop objectives that are very specific, that is required for these very fresh, very young, impressionable engineers, so that we can mold their minds to become successful. The other challenge was that there were 5 females. So it was a little bit challenging to manage, because some of them were still stuck in, I need to wear makeup and heels, and I had to get them off that and say, no, you are now working in an industry where you cannot wear heels, and you need to cut down on the makeup. You're engineers, you are practical people, and you want people to respect you for that level of sacrifice that you made for 4 years. So today we have, one of them was the first female Emirati that became an inspector in the country, Mira Mahiri. If you Google her, you'll see her all over. She's now also part of the Ministry of Youth, and she writes policies for the UAE government on mother and childhood well-being and wellness. Very good. Very successful. We have Amal bin Duta, the first female Emirati that became a resident inspector in a very male-dominated industry. She came from a civils background and finished the program and became the first Emirati to become a resident inspector. So we've got lots and lots of successful stories out of this. And I'm very proud of this achievement. We've been going since 2016, and we've already put through 7 cohorts of these engineers. We've revised and changed some of the principles of the program now. We do more direct hires. Most of them are in radiation. Most of them are now health physicists. Most of them are analysts, lab analysts that analyze soils and samples, chemical samples, etc. So we've really taken this on and revolutionized the way that you do training within a new embarking country that has 0 experience. So I'm very proud of that particular team. Today, we are still the team, and they are now my team specifically. And we have really grown over the last 9 years together, and they become part of my family right now.
Great,
So
great.
that is how fantastic it was. We still fight every day like a family does, and I keep telling them that we family. Families must fight. It's healthy. So I'm very blessed that
Excellent.
this was a really good experience.
Excellent, excellent. It's really insightful, inspiring, and highly motivating, Varda. One of the very good story you said from your side. And this is connected to a number of people as well, how we could make the changes in others as well. You can be proud on that. We can be proud on that.
36 engineers. 36 engineers.
Great.
It was a very, very, very important task that
Big
we needed to
achievement.
do as a country. And now today, if you Google it, you'll see it. It's everywhere. We had so many news posts about it.
Very great, great. So, yeah, I know he's looking at me. Yeah, as Dr. Rashid is not going to avoid me at any cost. No,
You
Anu
have
is
so
very, very,
many
very optional.
stories. You have
Lot
lots of
of
stories.
stories.
Yeah, exactly.
I want to tell you something, Anu. I will for that. You know, when our session start firstly, whenever the time comes, whenever the opportunity got to Anu will speak up. Why Anu is not speaking right on the problem, I'll tell you. She missed some of the sessions. So she's not able to catch up the things that we have discussed. So she's not confidently say, okay, Dr. Rashid discussed that or not. That is the first thing I believe. She lost some of the sessions in between. Anyway, Anu, you can share your experience. This is the last session under the level 7. You should speak.
Sure. So, yeah, like regarding the team management or being in a team, I'm having a lot of experiences because I constantly work in a project where multiple team members are involved. And the story is all same, like every day we are having different problems. We have to think in a war room. We will argue. Finally, we'll come to a solution where everyone agrees. But like, I want to tell something from my personal life which I see myself have done a lot. So this is one of my experience which I had in 2011. At the time I was doing my graduation, my third year engineering graduation. So from our college, we were having a mandatory SR program, a social responsibility program. I'm not sure whether you have heard of the place called Attapadi. It is a hilly area. Yeah. So it is a like Attapadi is a place in Kerala, and it is a hilly tribal area in Idukki district. So we have to go through the forest at least like 3 hours walk there through the forest to reach that tribal area.
Yes.
And when we reached the tribal area, it was like we were students, so we were not sure what we have to do over there. Initially, they have given us a vague idea only. We have to go there. We have to teach them about the value of education. We have to see how they are living. So, like when we went at like the onto that area, all the houses were built using strays, like, and if it rains, the water will go inside. And it like there were a lot of kids. All the kids were malnutrition kids, pregnant ladies without any medicine, and even the old people, like they don't know the medicines exist in this world. It's kind of, we will not like a kind of a parallel universe. That's why I got that impression, was like they don't know that a modern world on the other side of the earth it exists. That information they don't have. And so like we went with some supplies, like we went with some toys for the kids, although it was not like enough for us to give like few pencils. They don't know what this pencil is used for. We went with some supplies with some basic medicines, which includes paracetamol content, then some juices, some kind of biscuits, all those things. This was not enough. And whatever we went, like if even if we go with more also, this one time supply will not be enough for them to survive. Firstly, we have to provide education. So once after the visit, I was like, we like 3 girls and 5 boys were there. So we and some guides, teachers, a few people were like altogether 15 members. So we were, every one of us having the same herd block. So like it was a real challenge. Actually the real challenge was to make them understand about the value of education, to make them understand the value of medicines, and this medicine exists, and this will help them to understand that like we can give these things, but to make them eat or like consume these things was a real challenge. They were not
Absolutely.
understanding, and the language was also a barrier. It's although it's the same language on the whole state, the kind of slang which they use was also different. So we used kind of a tribal guide over there. Even he himself was not convinced on taking medicines. So like even vitamin tablets they consider as like it will not benefit them. So we actually brainstormed in between us to find a solution, because whatever money we contribute enough to sustain or to make a real change over there. Then we actually contacted the local NGOs. They were trying, but again they were not able to make some change. We contacted the Integrated Tribal Development Society under the government. Again, like they were least bothered actually, because for them this is like 100 tribes are there. This is like one among them, and the funds were not there. Then finally, our college was into, there is something called ACCAF, like All Kerala College Alumnus Group. So we contacted ACCAF, and finally, like we all brainstormed, and I think after that there were a lot of like people from ACCAF visited over there. And what happened is that every quarter they actually appointed 5 or 6 people who will go back to like who are there in Kerala. They will every quarter they will visit this place, and then they will give the supplies. Then they contacted government bodies. They were able to start a school. So like the collective approach has, I have seen that in with my eyes, that a quantifiable improvements in the quality of life in the people, especially the tribal people, like it
Yes.
was hard for us. So when I think back, apart, like if I keep my job or anything aside, I believe that we need to do something for the society. Like we have to look back to the society, and it's the people that matters. If I die one day, the moments which I take, like if I'm allowed to take one moment from my life, I'll be taking the time which I have spent with my lovely people.
Very
It's
good.
not about other achievements I'll not be taking. So I think like when you look back at the end of the day, you can decide what you want to say. It's a desert without anything, or a bush, or a forest. So this is one
Great.
of my mentor used to tell me, like you have to look back, Anu, like you have to look back and see. Many people will have desert. They like with the what work they have done for the society. You need to have at least some bush over there. He is having a forest. So yeah, yeah. So
Great.
this is
Great. Great. Anu, you can be proud. You can be proud enough. Being a good reader, voracious reader, and that you presented very well. It's the last session as well, and you did it. And I'm really happy for this. Uh, yes, very good, very good. Your experience is really motivated to us as well, how you contributed and the challenges you faced. You know, Varda don't know the situation in India, some other parts, particularly in tribal areas, but the people who don't have access to even anything, we cannot even think of it. There are certain
We have the
areas.
same. We have the
Yeah.
same in South Africa. It's exactly the same.
Okay.
It's not on a global stage that people are aware of it, but we have exactly the same kind of things. And whenever I'm home, then we also my family is very involved in community service work, and so my brother-in-law even makes food every month, and this gets
Okay.
distributed into these kinds of poorer communities, because we have it exactly the same. We people are also malnourished, they're not educated, they the living conditions is horrendous. So we do as much as we can as the communities to ensure that
Okay.
not
Okay.
not just that that they feel that we're trying to minimize what they are going through, but also to make them feel that they are human, and that we absolutely, if we bond together, like we have a saying back home, if everyone helps its neighbor, nobody needs help. So this has become a very big community project in especially in Cape Town, where I'm from, because there's a large portion of Muslim community. And within the Muslim community, this is something that it's a day-to-day for us. We don't even think of it as an activity. It's just part of our normal life that we do these kinds of community service projects.
Very good. See, this is, I'm just coming to an end of the session. We are having only 5 minutes to end up. I want to jump to other session. These are some tools for change management effect to check it out, key performance indicators, survey and feedback mechanism, etc. It has been written here. Root cause analysis, data analytics tool. So there are certain pictures. You can also have a look on this for this change management strategy. There's also expansion of ADKAR model. You can see the bottom part, awareness, desire, knowledge. This is connected to some building blocks. 12 building blocks are being written here. When you get the time, you please have a read of this. Then finally comes to change management phases. This is already we discussed it. When you get the time, please make a small screenshot of it. Can you screenshot of it? We don't have a time to read it anyway. When we meet next time, we'll be discussing on it, which means you have to speak on it for the next time. We will have long time. You will get a long time and long. See, describe the change that occurred. What was the nature and scope of the change? How was the change communicated to you and other stakeholders? If you're talking about your organization, what resistance you could feel in your organization, and how your colleagues reacted to this change, and how it has been implemented, and reflects on your overall outcome of change. Was it successful? What factors contribute to success or failure? And what all lessons you got it? And what could have been done differently to improve the change management process? If you are in the leadership position, that someone has brought the change in your organization, you are being a part of this change only. But if you are in the position, what are the changes you would bring if you are a leader? If you have the complete autonomy to bring the change in your organization, what all the changes you will bring. So altogether, an overview of the change management strategy that you wish to bring in your organization, what your experience being a part of the change management. This is things we can explain when you meet next time. I have a screenshot of it. This is number of things are there in the change management process, number of theories are there. I didn't discuss in detail here. So I declare we have completed our 8th module, and the 3 modules, mandatory module, submission must be at the earliest possible. We have to send it to the qualify. We need to get the results back before we are going for Gloucestershire University MBA program. So our 3 students' result has been announced. Yes, just completed. They have successfully completed the Gloucestershire University MBA program. They're waiting for the certification. And thank you so much for joining us today. And we are finishing up 8th module here. I will be sharing this recording to Sujoy. And one more thing. Yes, Munira. One more person is Faisal. Faisal,
Yeah,
Ryan already completed at modules. And the mandatory modules already completed because they are being a part of this discussion before. And Varda also got a chance to meet them in 2 modules, 3 modules discussions. So we are winding up successfully. So thank you so much for completing this module and to be part of this engaging and interactful sessions. And you have to submit your assignment. We will meet on September 8 as well. I will be sharing the updates, okay? What is our next procedure for the MBA program and how we have to meet. Thank you so much. Let's wind up today's session. Have a nice day, everyone. Bye-bye.
Just one doubt in between.
Yes, please, Anu.
Like the other 2 assignment questions that you have uploaded, or like?
Yeah.
Which one?
Other 2 assignment questions. Like one we have just submitted, right? The strategy planning.
Yes.
Other 2 assignment questions.
Already they're right in the file that I have shared with you.
It's in the Dropbox, and I think it was in 2 weeks ago when you shared with us the assignments.
Yes. You can see even model also.
In the email that was sent to us 2 weeks ago, or 2.5 weeks ago, it was a Thursday.
So it is having that level 7 modules PPT questions, that one, right?
Yeah, open it, where you can see sample, model, questions, papers, and etc.
Okay, level
Are you able
7,
to see?
3 module questions are there.
Yes, the same.
Yeah, not that
That
one.
that's having 3 questions, task 1, task 2, and task 3 only, right?
No.
No. Let me take it out. Let me take it out, the file, then I'll be able to share you then.
The file which starts with Unit 711 Strategic Planning Syllabus.
My drive. Just a second. Okay, level
It's
7
not.
modules and all, yeah? Level 7 modules, etc. You can see, right?
Yes. Inside it, level 7 qualify 3 modules questions.
Three modules question you are able to see, right? Under
Yeah,
which
I
last
can.
Unit 702, manage team performance to support the strategy. Are you able to see that?
Unit 702.
I'm able to see in the file, the same file I have shared to you. Not able?
It's
No.
the only one is the strategic direction is a PDF, not a Word document.
Yeah,
But
others are Word documents, yeah?
Yeah.
One is 711, right? Unit 711.
711.
Unit 702, are you seeing that?
No, I am not able to see. Like, if you can.
Why?
Can
Oh
you
my
please
God.
share the screen? Maybe I'm not sure whether I am navigating properly or.
One second. I'm just sharing my screen now. Then you will be able to see. Oh my God. Another session is on progress.
Okay.
No problem. Anyway, I have to share you. Are you able to see this?
Yeah.
Are you able to see?
Yes.
This is a file 702.
Okay. In my download, I have already 711.
See, this file is here.
I'll double check again. I'll try to.
Okay. And as well as you will be able to see the
70.
model paper, 7 sample model papers also you can see from here. Strategy planning, strategy direction, managing team performance. One model paper also have attached to it.
So 706 and 702, right?
Okay.
Okay.
Any
Got it.
doubts? I can sort it out later then. No problem.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Have a nice day, everyone.
Bye. Bye. Bye.